So why does Paul in Romans 1 judge gay people, but in Romans chapter 2 tells you not to judge people, right? Because he's trying to show you the judgment of men is usually false. Now, what we're talking about, though, most sex acts in Sodom or with the Levite and his concubine, no. Though she wasn't a virgin, though there was a virgin there, but they didn't send out the virgin, but just the concubine. But whatever. No. No one wants to be raped. No. Neither male nor female. That's the crime I'm really talking about. Now, what's the difference, Doug, between consensual sex between two gay men and two gay women, right, versus heterosexual sex, which is also consensual? You're trying to please each other instead of raping each other into it. You are saved by grace through faith, not of works, lest any man should boast, right? But you do not know you're not committing adultery with the woman you're having sex with either. You don't know she's your soulmate. You don't know she's the one or not. You just think you love each other and get married. That's the sin too, if it's the wrong woman for you. Or the wrong man. That's adultery too. I know. You're marrying the first person you fall in love with. That's a sin too. That's a sin too. How do you know that's the one or not, right? You just have a chemical reaction maybe to the person, right? Get married because you say I love you first and you have sex first, right? And then you get legally married first, right? And it can be done that way, Sheen Johnson, right? Or some people do wait for marriage. They don't have sex until after they get married, right? In the law, man, right? Though with God there is no law. Two shall be one flesh, saith he. That's sex alone. It's marriage too, right? With the woman or a man. Or two women grinding their vaginas together. Let's be blunt. You're trying to become one flesh because your vagina has a clit, which is really the penis enlarged, right? By the way. Your clit nail is on the bottom of your shaft, right? Not the top. When you're stroking it, you're stroking the bottom, not the top. The bottom is where your clit is, dumbass, right? By the way, that little button there that gives you the pleasure throughout your body, right? They got one too, right? Though some men circumcise women too, that's not supposed to do that. Just the male foreskin is to be circumcised or not as well. And through Jesus being both, neither male nor female, Jew nor Gentile, bond nor free, right? But we're all one in his body. By one Spirit, you're all baptized into one body. The body of who? Christ, right? Which is why he has masterpiece in Revelations 1:13 and Stephos in the Gospel of John. But that's also John's perception of Jesus before the cross. The girdle Jesus is wearing, the only way John can know about it is if when he's leaning on the chest, he feels the girdle full, where he uses Stephos for the first time. He's not naked among the men. They have an inner garment they wear around each other too when they're in private, right? They're not naked or anything either. But when he's on the cross, he sees his masterpiece, right? Which is the only place you can see them, on the cross, where he's naked and bearing the shame of the world. Rape. May have been raped himself. Again, we don't know. Though he's held by sinful men for 6 hours before he's crucified, from about 6 a.m. to noon, right? When the cock crew 3 times while he was being questioned by the scribes and Pharisees and the Jewish council first, right? Okay. Then he sent to Herod, and then sent to Pilate, and then Herod, and then Pilate, right? So this is going on over a 6-hour span of time. You mean to tell me one of the Roman soldiers or even a gangbang couldn't have happened to Jesus? You don't know what they did. But all they did, they didn't write it all out. But those men raping him might still be here too, Peter. Because they had actual contact with the tree of life of the sexual nature, which is why he said what about the tree of life? If you eat of it, you might live forever. No. Right? As Adam and Eve ate of Satan. No. To die. Because Satan killed himself, right? They ate of Jesus, who was resurrected from the dead, right? Meaning they raped him while he was incarcerated with them. And, they might almost be able to live forever, right? But the wages of sin is what? Death. Death. Even for them. Even for them. But they got to sin so much before the grace of God will run out. And I can't pinpoint a time how much sin they got to sin. What particular sin will put them in hell finally. I don't know. I don't know. Now, the difference between Jesus and the disciples, though, is the disciples didn't have sex with Jesus himself, right? Though they delivered them over to him, right? They put up a vain resistance, right? Peter smote the guard on his ear, which Jesus had to heal, because that's not the point, right? Plus, only one of them betrayed him. Don't you think that odd? How was he replaced, though? By Lot? By Lot. Uh-oh. Do you see a theme? I know, right. One of them betrayed him because Peter was trying to get him to betray him. So they drew lots. And guess who the lot fell on? Judas. But who really betrayed him? They all did. They all did. Equally, even John. Though he managed to make it in front of the cross and see his master, it's right. You understand? Now, this is a form of God, not the only form of God, because you can have two others from it, right? But you need to at least acknowledge it as the first form, right? Not that you have to become it either. You understand? Because there's three forms: androgynous, male, and female. Some people do have the gene of androgyny, right? True androgyny, right? Some don't. Some are just male and female. But then you're playing like you're binary. You're not binary unless you're XO or XY. Right? Then you're kind of binary. You have an extra gene, right? In your sex chromosome, right? Which determines your gender. No. If you don't have that gene, you're just another male or female, right? Pretending you're a binary when you're not. No, right? But it's okay. You can even feel transgendered under Jesus, and he'll work with you because he's both genders, right? In fact, he's all three. Right? He can morph into another gender. You can't, though, because you're following Satan in condemnation of a sin. The sin and condemning the act that we could all do, right, is where the sin comes in at. But if you rape men into it, that's gay too. That's gay too. You're having sex with a male still, right? Even if you're raping him into it, he's saying that, right? He's trying to resist you, right? That's rape too, right? As they could have raped Jesus too, right? They don't talk about it directly, not even in the Gnostic Gospels, that they do mention the rape of Eve, right? When was Eve raped in the story? She was beguiled. But when was Eve raped? No. In the story. Never. She more consented than Adam too, until it was Adam's turn, right? Then they use shame, right? But see, they're consenting too. Do you understand? Right. They're eating of the tree's fruit of the body, right? Of a human being who was the angel Satan or Nas in the flesh. And when he did Adam as a boy, it hurt Adam and he didn't stop him, right? Because they had an agreement that if he let him get his 2 holes, he could get his hole. Oh no. One hole. And he got Eve's 2 holes to introduce it to Adam to show him, though different, it didn't hurt her. But she had something inside of her. The penis first, and then it went into the butt, right? It would be less evasive for her than Adam, who was still a what? Virgin. In the butt. No. That's why I talk about it. Right. I don't know anymore. No. I don't know if I'm a virgin or not. Because I'm around sinful men too, trying to get off the ship, but can't get off the ship. Dude, I'm trying to use the medical though. The sleeping problem. I'm trying to say I either have what's the word? Insomnia or, alright, which is a sleeping disorder by the way too. Or I'm what? Have hypersomnia, right? Both are a problem in the military, right? Right. I know. But one did develop before the Navy, the hypersomnia developed after the car wreck, right? Which could be a gay issue as well. I don't know. I don't remember. Right. But like I said, I find females attractive, not males. Not males. I don't even find males like a physical response. Now I know an attractive male, a good-looking male as well, yeah. And I can notice he's sending out vibes, maybe, right? Right. And I look good. He knows he looks good, right? I can pick up on those vibes. And maybe for a half a second when I'm looking around and see him, be aware he's an attractive male. Right. But I'm not trying to respond. I'm not responding sexually at all, right? To him when I see him. I'm just momentarily attracted to his physical features, right? Because he's a good looking man. Don't mean I want sex with him either immediately, right? I just find him, he's got the good looks. No. And you see him in the crowd and you kind of strike it, right? You notice it, but then you let it go too. You forgive the attraction as well, but right. And it's more facial, not the body, what he appears as. So no. Not sexual attraction either. No. See, an attraction to anyone, right, is first the face, then the body, right? Then you're trying to determine if it's a man or a woman, right? Exactly. That's usually how I look at him. And if it's a woman, I'll let myself be attracted to her beyond that. And if not, then I don't at all. I just back off, right? I just say, oh, well, that's a man with long hair, right? Like a guy working at Burger, he has long hair, right? But he's not a woman. No. The one on Jimmy Deluxe, right? But long hair don't mean you're a woman either. And you're still a man. You're still a man. I'll see that. Now, I'm not checking you out if you have long hair as a male or a female initially. But I might have to determine your gender then. If you got long hair, like the song Bob Singer says, is that a woman or a man, right? Okay, you got to determine that first, too. Not a sin. None of that's a sin. Even if two gay people consent to sex, it's less of a sin than the sin of rape, right? Which is as murder to some people, right? That's what I mean about Kevin Spacey hitting on the bartender who's over the age of 18. Whatever's going on there, the guy's consenting up until it gets to mom's ears, and then she blows it all out of proportion, right? But like I said, even gay people don't have to stay gay. They can go through an experimental phase, whatever, right? As well as there's no law except the one you impose upon yourself too, right? Or others impose upon you, right? When you can do something and you just hadn't done it yet, but when you did it, it was a bad experience for you. Does that make it a sin? Does that make it evil? Nah. Well, it could, but if you condemn it till you die, it did. Because you made it a sin. Because it hurt you, right? It made you ashamed, right? And your wife became ashamed with you because you blamed her for it, right? That's the real interpretation of the sin of Eden, by the way. What they really did and why it was condemning each other to death. That's why Jesus told them not to eat of it. The voice of the Lord God is Jesus, walking up and down in the garden. That's this way, by the way. Jesus could walk up and down in the garden in the cool days. That's how he ascended into heaven. So one right? He's going between his celestial form and terrestrial form too, right? And going back into heaven, and he did that even with Samson's parents, right? When they offered the sacrifice, he asked them to offer. He ascended to the fire for the fire of the sacrifice. That's why Elijah again called down the fire from heaven, right? And the Lord sent it on Mount Carmel. I know. Right. Now, do I know if a literal fire will come out of a mouth or not in Jerusalem? I don't know. It could be even a lightning spark or electricity spark from a mouth. I don't know. Could be just that the fire won't go out of my mouth, but their mouth first. They could just drop dead. I don't know. I don't know. It's not about me. It's about God, Jesus. Even I know that. I'm trying to help them, though, and God gave me the dream to make me at least think I'm one of the two witnesses, you understand? Right. It's the dream alone that makes me think that, right? With what I read in the Bible up to that point, too. Whether I heard a voice say that's you or not, it might, coulda, I don't remember specifically, right? Unless I mentioned it to the guys at Direct, which only they would know that.